Alright, and we're jumping in with Game 3 of the Reddit Playdate Open Tournament Grand Finals between Lucid Lunatics and R2R. So the first two games both taken by LL fairly convincingly. We're going to see what R2R pulls out to try to take it back, get this at least to a Game 4. Miaris, you still here?
Of course.
Alrighty, fantastic. So what do you think, 3-0?
So who are the sponsors for this?
It's just the people running it, I think. The people who run that that subreddit.
What? Reddit man right?
No, I don't know if there's cross-pollination, but I certainly hope not. Actually, I have a disconnect out
The
already.
men's rights tournaments, you're only allowed to pick like male heroes. No, female heroes can only be supports.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So no, like Queen of Pain for us, or you can play her, but you have to play her as a hard support.
Yeah, exactly.
The question is, what about heroes of uncertain gender? So you have your Wisps, your Pucks of the world. Where would they be in the men's rights dominated Dota
Puck's
scene?
a man, isn't he?
No, absolutely not. No way. Puck is at least either asexual or female. The voice actor is female, but that doesn't prove anything. I mean, Bart
So
Simpson
hold on,
is
no, but what
homosexual.
about in a Midsummer Night's Dream?
In a Midsummer Night's
Then it
Dream,
was a
Puck
man,
is male.
right?
In a Midsummer Night's Dream,
Yeah.
Puck is gendered male. But in Dota, I mean, it's not the same Puck. It's not.
He even has quotes from Midsummer
Yes,
Night's
he
Dream.
has quotes from Midsummer Night's Dream because he has the same name. Because, goddammit, you got me on your terms here. I'm saying he. You motherfucker. No, she does have quotes from a Midsummer Night's Dream, but that doesn't mean that it's the same Puck. Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream is not a fairy dragon.
It's a fairy servant.
It's a fairy non-dragon,
Oberon, isn't it?
Yes, servant of yes, he's Oberon's servant, but that does not mean that it's the Puck from Shakespearean lore.
Also, servant, perfect.
So you're saying the Puck would be allowed in the midst Dota sphere.
Yes.
And Wisp, of course, is a hard support, so that's fine as well. So at any rate, in the real world, in the world where this is not the men's rights Dotaverse, Queen of Pain is the first pickup for R2R this game. So they pick up the mid hero first rather than last this time.
Actually,
try to
in the
dominate
men's
that
rights
mid-lane
tournaments,
as possible.
Queen of Pain is a good approximation of their idea of what a woman is actually like. So
It encapsulates the primary criticism of women from the men's rights crowd. Yes. Alright, so very typical first four bans. I won't even bother discussing them because we've talked about these bans so much even just this weekend. And R2R picking up very quickly their lineup here, their early lineup. They pick up that Queen of Pain for mid, they get the Rubik as a support, and they get that Life Stealer. Again, I don't know that Rubik has that many attractive targets for Spell Steal just yet, but they did want to pick him up early. This is sort of their favorite support. And Lucid Lunatics goes with the Night Stalker. So this is a fun pickup. I like this hero a lot, and also this is a hero that if you're feeling comfortable that you can sort of out vision and out skill your opponents, you can turn that into a very quick win by picking up a hero like this, because if they counter ward, like if they have better vision of R2R's map than R2R has vision of their map, Night Stalker is going to get very, very scary because he can come around, he can get those ganks. Not a tremendously effective hero against Lifestealer, frankly, and he's certainly not going to win the lane mid against Queen of Pain. But
that's what worries me, yeah. It's that Night Stalker, as you mentioned very correctly in my view. He's very much a snowball hero. And if you put him mid, it's kind of tricky because mid against a Quap, you're going to get destroyed. And if you put him dual mid, then you basically lose any advantage you might have because his levels are going to suck. So
yeah, that's very, very true. They could put him with something like the Shadow Demon, but I'm just not sure. And Shadow Demon, even that, like Shadow Demon Night Stalker, they're not really going to get that Queen of Pain very easily either. So I think they're probably going to run the Night Stalker solo mid, but so far in R2R's draft, they don't have that much for the Night Stalker to prey upon. I almost think they should have left if they were going to pick Night Stalker, they should have left him for maybe the 5th pick and taken him as sort of if there's more attractive options for him to actually target and kill, because right now Rubik is the only guy who's really easily going to fall to this Night Stalker. In the second bad phase,
I agree with you. I'm not convinced. We'll see.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I think maybe they feel so ahead that they just want to take something to completely destroy them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the rationale. They can't... we have better vision of their map. They can't beat us in lane very easily. And so we want to end it early so that there's no fluke game that happens to drag out that they managed to steal from us. Bans coming up, by the way, on Tidehunter, which is an interesting choice. They sort of don't want that big teamfight capacity. And LL, we're certainly not going to chance picking up Tidehunter, considering there's a Rubik on the field. And they actually take out the Windrunner as well, despite the fact that they did very well with it. Of course, they did well with it mid rather than side lane. R2R, meanwhile, taking out
like
Clinks
the banning of Clinks because... Well, no, because Clinks plus Night Stalker is just very, very, very ganky.
It's a very strong combo, and additionally, Clinks is going to eat that Rubik for breakfast, and unlike Night Stalker, Clinks has no trouble picking off a Queen of Pain if he initiates on her from stealth. But that would be a hell of a silence combo as well, between Crippling Fear during the night and Orchid, comma, the Malevolence, actually semicolon, the Malevolence from the Clinks. Clinks, comma, the Malevolence. Clinks, one of the least robust item progressions for a hero. Like, when was the last time you ever saw a Clinks not take his Orchid first?
In fairness, it's got absolutely everything he would want.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he has fairly high mana cost spells, except for his arrows. So he wants the efficient mana.
I suppose if you have amazing farm, you could go straight for a sheepstick instead of an Orchid, which would be okay. But
no, the Orchid's better. It's 5 seconds versus 3.5 seconds. It's a 30% extra damage. And the mana regen is actually,
I agree, but
for gold, is more efficient than the sheepstick is. It's more team, like if you're running a support Clinks, maybe.
I've never seen that.
So R2R actually, in addition, another sort of targeted pseudo-ban by picking up this Bounty Hunter. It gives them their solo lane hero, and LL played a very good Bounty Hunter in that last game as well, so it just takes out another solo lane option for LL. It'll be interesting what LL actually ends up sending up in the solo lane.
BH is going really late, though. Like, second set of picks? That's in pro games, that never happens.
Who?
BH, Bounty Hunter.
No way. That happens all the time now. Bounty Hunter has fallen out of the professional metagame, more or less. He's not favored that
You know
much
more about it than I do.
Yeah, the thing about the pro scene right now is the metagame changes so quickly. Like, a hero will fall in and out of favor in like a week's time. Right now, Bounty Hunter actually not that favored, especially in the Eastern metagame, but even in the West, like...
Huh. Wait. So this tells me the Beastmaster pick tells me they are going to run Beastmaster mid and Night Stalker safe lane, maybe?
You think so? You don't think they'll run the... They are dire, so you don't think they'll run the Beastmaster solo lane ancient stack? Sort of the classic Beastmaster approach?
That is also a possibility.
They needed a...
Yeah, it's not like Beastmaster does that much better against Quap either.
Yeah, I don't know about the Beastmaster mid. I think they most likely will run a solo lane, because look at how many solo lane options were actually banned out. So Clinks, Lone Druid, Undying. Undying's kind of iffy, but a possibility. Magnus, Darkseer, Tidehunter, Windrunner. That's almost every good solo lane hero.
I just noticed that Undying made it past the first pick phase.
Yeah, that's interesting too. He wasn't banned, and he actually wasn't picked up, and he was taken on in the second ban phase. One thing that was interesting was in the G League, the last huge Asian tournament, that actually the finals are coming up. But Undying was the most banned hero, but every time he got through the ban phase, no one picked him the entire game. Which is like almost like a Paper Tiger hero.
Lion.
Not exactly a Paper Tiger request, because Undying is actually an incredibly strong hero, but in that one particular tournament, this is interesting that it was the sort of shadow. He was a specter over China, but. And a Lion for the last pick, actually. Check out this Lina Lion. This draft took a turn for the high magic damage right at the end. So which lineup? Let's assume away skill. Like, let's say
I like R2R's lineup a lot more personally.
Yeah, I think so too. The one thing is that this Lina has given a little more Night Stalker fodder. Lina falls to Night Stalker quite easily. But in general, I think R2R's lineup is very strong indeed. Like, it's very solid. Missing just one person.
But there's also the issue that, back to what I was saying earlier, that against people that are better than you, you don't want to go for solid.
Sure, I definitely get what you mean. I think maybe they still think that they're... I definitely think they have a stronger game in them, R2R, than that last one. They definitely had some execution issues, especially with handling the solo lane, that I think they could easily shore up for this game. And honestly, Bounty Hunter is gonna be a little safer, possibly, than their Darkseer was in the last game. Because there is that issue of, if you're up against a very strong killing tri-lane, you almost have to get the Darkseer level 2 before you head to the lane. So, interesting.
Shout out to IKEA.
IKEA, perhaps the sponsors of the Lucid Legends. They are Swedish. I don't know if IKEA has an esports division, but they should. Love their meatballs. Don't talk in public chat, Miaras. Don't disrupt the delicate equilibrium of the game. We all do,
see?
I love it. I love it. Very cagey beginning here with the 4 heroes sort of sitting above the Roche pit for LL, sort of looking to see if somebody comes down here to ward, they're going to jump on them immediately to try to pick up that first blood. Ping coming out, actually. I don't know what that ping is supposed to mean.
So it's a little interesting that Night Stalker has wings, and you know, at night they open up and so forth, but he can't really fly with them. It feels like they would be sort of more of a hindrance than anything.
He can fly. He does fly. If he hits maximum movement speed for any reason, his wings he flies.
Yeah, he flaps them, but he's not actually like flying over the tree line.
He's floating. I mean, it's more of a chicken.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like
Bat Rider.
Butt Rider that actually flies when he has like.
Right. It's not exactly like that. That's true. So Queen of Pain and Night Stalker up in the middle as we expected, and I think I was right that the Beastmaster is going to go the sort of solo lane ancient stacking approach here. Actually, I think that's why they were... the reason you had these 4 people positioned here was to counteract anybody coming to war.
Wait.
First of all, coming out
Look middle.
Not enough damage coming out on this Night Stalker, I don't think. Good void, very smart to void the Queen of Pain there. They will have enough damage. That last Rubik hit will draw them first blood. So already the Night Stalker not really going that well. And if the Rubik wants to, he could go counter ward this Ancient Camp right now. He has to go counter ward this Ancient Camp. He decides not to. But that's why LL were perched here, was to avoid getting their Ancient Camp warded for this Beastmaster. Queen of Pain just taking that Shadow Strike first, or that pure annoying the Night Stalker, slowing him down. And meanwhile, LL...
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you have to go 2 points into the...
Shadow Strike? A lot of times
yeah,
you see Queen of Pain in the middle just taking the Scream of Pain and not leveling the Shadow Strike to 2 until later. But I do actually prefer that build as well. I like going the 2 points in Shadow Strike as soon as possible. And definitely a first blood worthy like build. Like sometimes people will take the Blink first, but it's because she really wanted that first blood. She wanted to get that first point of Shadow Strike ASAP. Bounty Hunter, as long as the lane stays down here, which is going to be difficult for him to manage, he's going to be safe. But reaching up into here, there's a counter ward here. Oh, normal ward here.
Quap, and there we go. Quap sending the bottle.
Yep. Already picking up a bottle.
Gonna get, if he's good, he's gonna get the rune together with the bottle, like the 2-minute rune, and
that's true. That would be very, very excellent for them, definitely. I do think that it would have been better if they had placed. Oh, actually, they did ward it. They have warded this camp at some point, so they will block the Beastmaster from being able to stack that.
So notice that now, like he's just using his nuke to farm, which is smart.
Night Stalker? Oh yeah, absolutely. If you can't approach the lane, it's very, very smart to use your void whenever you can, and you can bottle fairy to. They do have a ground courier, but this will become a flying courier soon enough. And that'll give Night Stalker the mana to sustain. It's sort of like Magnus. I mean, Magnus is vastly better at it because it's AoE, but you can use this Void to pick up last hits if you need to. Usually smart people do that. The homing missile does go out. It doesn't deal damage to the Bounty Hunter, of course, because if you're stealthed, it will not deal damage or stun you, but it will track your location, which is sometimes relevant.
Yeah, he's bottle crowing. He's bottle crowing. Smart.
Definitely. That's definitely what he needs to do, because he is going to need that Void to actually get any farm in this lane. He's already down 14 last. He's actually at 8, so very impressive play from JB again. Just such a strong mid player. And essentially maintaining almost parity with his Queen of Pain, despite the natural disadvantage he has in that lane.
Well, and despite getting first blooded.
And despite getting first blooded, also a good point. I mean, it doesn't actually take you out of lane for very long if you get first blooded at level 1, but yeah, certainly. That's certainly true.
No, but it sets you back, like, economically.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, not the greatest.
This Queen of Pain is doing a pretty shitty job last hitting. Like, he missed like at least 3 easy last hits.
Yeah, I think he's trying to focus on harassing the Night Stalker more, and as a consequence, he's sort of missing some last hits that he probably should be getting. And they're also not doing a fantastic job of managing this bottom lane. It's coming too close to the Beastmaster. But that's fine. I mean, Beastmaster moving towards, it looks like he's going to make... He's just got a Sage's Mask for regen, and he's probably going to make Tranquil Boots. Gyrocopter, meanwhile, again, we have Andylicious in the Gyrocopter, and again, he says that's that no early Flak Cannon. He's going to pick up Flak Cannon later. I like this build. I think this is a fun build. It's interesting. This is usually, like, when you see Gyrocopters going this build, they're almost always, like, mid, and it's the pure ganker composition. But in this case, they're sort of doing it as a, like a carry Gyrocopter who does the maximum magic damage early. Bounty Hunter, meanwhile, actually already up to level 4, so this is much, much, much more promising than the situation with the Darkseer the last game. Like, vastly more of a promising situation. They will get the level 6 on the Bounty Hunter, and if they're able to get the kills, that'll be very substantial. Lifestealer just harassing that Beastmaster a little bit, but Beastmaster not really having that much trouble getting levels either. He's already up to about level 3.
Quap now got the... Oh, I hate that. Quap only went for 1 point in Shadow Strike.
That second point is very, very efficient in terms of... It gives you just such a huge damage boost, in addition to notching the slow up by another 10%. I guess she just wants the pure Scream of Pain approach. I do agree that I think the level 2 Shadow Strike, especially once Night Stalker starts like going in the night, it's better to slow his movement speed by 30%, like a lot better than it is to slow it by 20%. Rubik actually gets a pick off on Lion. I didn't actually find that, but they rotated up the Rubik and the Lina there to get that pick off. So 2 quick kills, and they almost took down the Gyrocopter as well. Not quite enough, and I think that's what they definitely wanted, the Gyrocopter. But
so for
much
once,
stronger start this time.
R2R is doing pretty well.
Yeah. This is the part that we sort of see them struggle in usually, this very, very early game, but I think in this time they're doing quite well. The Queen of Pain has a slight advantage, which it would be terrible if she didn't. Like, if you can't get an advantage against the Night Stalker, that's a pretty iffy situation.
Against the Night Stalker who you ganked at level 1.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. But this Lifestealer is getting good farm at the bottom, and a little better than the Gyrocopter, actually. The Beastmaster is getting vastly more last hits than the Bounty Hunter is, but he's a little less, he's behind on XP. So the Bounty Hunter actually, is he level 6? No, actually, the Beastmaster somehow got ahead during the interim time. I think because they rotated people up for the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter only just now hitting level 5, and the Beastmaster, how close is he to his Roar? Just a little bit closer. But he has this Soul Ring. Actually ended up making
wow, this Queen of Pain threw do
you think he could have
She could have really easily killed him.
I didn't notice that.
She has her ult, too.
Interesting that Night Stalker has an unspent point, by the way. He's level 6 and he has 2 points unspent. Does he have a point in stats? You don't get stats on Night Stalker. He's probably just leaving points unspent.
Yeah. No, I don't think he has that.
He does have stats. No, he doesn't have any stats. He has 2 unspent points.
How do you know?
Interesting. Because if you mouse over his attributes, it'll say how many points they've leveled into stats, and he has attributes level 0.
Oh, okay.
So he just has 2 unspent. I don't know why. He really needs to just pick up his ultimate and cast it, in my opinion, because it extends the nighttime. Whatever.
Yes.
It's fine. He's not going to extend that time. He chooses to put 3 in Void, 2 in Hunter in the night, and 1 in Crippling Fear. So maximum gank potential during the night at the cost of the night being substantially shorter. Interesting choice. Unorthodox, in my opinion. Bounty Hunter, meanwhile, is still struggling to hit that level 6.
He's still using his nuke to farm.
6.
Oh, he's waiting for his bottle to be delivered. And there it is. Now he's going to go gank, I presume.
I think there's a big problem for R2R, which is that they really wanted to get this Bounty Hunter to level 6 before nighttime hit, and he's not quite able to get there. And there's a very well-placed sentry ward here that's ticking down, actually.
Now there he goes.
And Night Stalker is off. He's in the bottom lane. The Lifestealer actually doing a lot of damage to the Bounty Hunter. They do manage to pick up the Lina, but it looks like the Bounty Hunter will go down at the very least. But this Lifestealer is going to have a huge amount of trouble. The Night Stalker is going to pick up Lifestealer, and that's going to be a death on their carry once again. No teleport on the Lifestealer. If he had a TP scroll, he would have trivially made it out of that, and he really needed to have one there.
Why is Quap not going for the kill? He's got a DD. Ugh.
That scandalized you, didn't it? You had such a scandalized tone there. I love it.
Yeah, he's just really bad.
He's not. I mean, we've seen him play very, very well in previous rounds. Like, he really carried his team in a couple of these earlier matches, so I wouldn't say that he's really bad. Also, it's just not nice to call people really bad. So they're going to pick up the tier 1 tower here. Bounty Hunter tries for it, deny, doesn't quite get it. They need level 6 in this Bounty Hunter. Like, it's a critical need for them. They are a ganky team.
Yeah, but he's like not auto-attacking mid right now. Maybe he's just choking under pressure.
I mean, maybe. They are down 2. They need to catch up. It's a tough situation to definitely be in. Quap is the most farmed hero on the map, but she needs to generate more chances. Maybe they're waiting for this Bounty Hunter to hit level 6, and then they're going to dual gank with the Quap and the Bounty Hunter. But again, they're running into the issue, I feel like, where they're not able to get that great early farm on the carry, and he gets picked off. And so this time he does have Armlet, so that will make up for a bit of a farm deficit. But it's really important for DY Dragonmaster not to get picked off, because if they continue getting pickoffs with this Night Stalker on him, he's going to fall behind again, and they're going to find themselves in the same issue where they need to play catch-up against a team that's very, very good at ensuring they never catch up. So Night Stalker, actually, yeah, Night Stalker still no ultimate, just going the pure gank ability. Like, doesn't care that the Knight's going to be shorter as a result. Just getting the max ranks of Hunter in the Night and Void as soon as he can. Probably going to pick up 2 ranks of ultimate at 10 and 11. Like, he's going to pick up that 4th rank of Hunter of the Night at 9, and then he's going to take a rank of the ult, 2 ranks of the ult straight. Bounty Hunter hits 6 and does the correct thing of immediately turning around immediately. This is going to be a big roar. It hits Lifestealer, and they actually, will they get the Shuri? They do get the Shuriken off. So that'll probably be enough to kill this, but he's so tanky. And Night Stalker is here to completely mess them up. And DR Dragon Master starts to turn around. They lose the Lifestealer. This Bounty Hunter doesn't have mana to stealth. This is going to be a disaster for them. Night Stalker doesn't get enough mana, but he has enough mana for the Void now. Quap is here, but it's too late. She won't get the kill on the Bounty Hunter or the Night Stalker. Oh, this is tough.
His team is far more patient with Quap than I would be.
I think Quap probably needed to go for the finishing off the Bounty Hunter. It was not the right call to try to do anything with the Night Stalker there. He's too beefy at this point. She should have gotten the kill on the Beastmaster at all, because that's what the gank was there for. It was there to kill the Beastmaster. So they needed to finish that at the very least. Instead, they lose the carry again, and we're running in the same issue. This Lifestealer is having trouble developing. Now he has the Midas.
Guess what? Night Stalker is now worth more than Quap.
That's true. The kills that he's participated in have taken him over there, and that's. This Night Stalker definitely...
Like, if this is Japan, he would commit harakiri for, like, bringing shame to his clan.
Stop. Alright, so continue to build up. This Lina, only level 3 actually, this is the other issue. This Lina is so low, a full level behind anybody else, and you really want your Lina to hit, I mean, level 6, or Laguna Blade
level
is
6,
such a good ability. It really would dramatically, like it would mean that anybody that got tracked, actually a big hit going on in here with the Roar, and the Beastmaster is going to trivially take down that Lina. No real answer to this either. They're bringing over the Quap. They're going to try to catch this Beastmaster on the retreat, but they don't have a stun. They don't have a stun here. And he completely correctly teleports out of it. And so R2R, they went off to a decent start, but LL now once again showing just total dominance, total superiority all over the map in this game.
This Quap just squandered. Jesus.
Yeah, definitely. Quap picked up a pretty good early farm, pretty decent early lead, and she just hasn't been able to convert it into kills. Like, she's only level 8 now.
Yeah, this team's amazing at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
They weren't in the jaws of victory, VR. So it's like 2 minutes in, they were slightly ahead.
Sure, but
definitely they haven't been able to parlay the strong start from Quap into actually anything of consequence. And the Beastmaster now is getting quite respectable. Like, he's gonna have his power treads. He might, I don't know if he's gonna skip power treads and go for Necro. I suspect he's gonna build power treads because he doesn't have any ranks of Inner Beast. So. But Lifestealer is getting pretty good farm still. I do have to note that he is getting the Midas, which is really what he needs. He's basically at the same farm as the Gyrocopter, and he does have Midas, which means that essentially he's more powerful than Gyrocopter per point of last hit. But his net worth is still lagging a little bit behind, so Gyrocopter about 400 ahead, and Night Stalker ahead of him as well. Silence comes out, it's still nighttime, 4 AM. The Rubik might go down, but he actually gets out. Big Quap ultimate, actually. This will get them at least a kill. They need to get these kills out, though. They need to get in with this Quap. Oh, big stun from Lion. Will they get no kills? They do manage to pick off the Shadow Demon, but they trade Rubik for it, and this Quap doesn't really have that much to go on anymore. She's going to try to chase down the Shadow Demon, but I don't think this can possibly happen. And meanwhile, the homing missile is going out. The Night Stalker picks up a second kill. 4-1 for him. He's becoming an enormous force. And the Quap is forced to retreat out, and they have no real way of answering this Night Stalker again. A fight that really seemed like it would favor them when the Quap hit the ultimate turned into sort of a calamitous situation for them.
I wish the missile didn't have a limit on how strong it would get, so that eventually it would literally one-shot someone if it went across the map.
That would be pretty funny. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works. And it looks like they're going to take the tower off this as well. Gyrocopter, you can see, only took 2 ranks in homing missile just because Bounty Hunter left the lane earlier than the Darkseer did in the last game. So he's actually started to build up his flat cannon now. And they take the tower, and I think LO are firmly in control again. They have to be at least like 5k ahead or something. Yeah, getting to 4k about.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And then the Beastmaster pushing out the bottom as well. And I think if Lifestealer tries to come up to defend this, if they try to come up to defense, there's 3 more heroes here. And again, LL with better vision. R2R has decent vision in this game. They have 3 wards, but LL with perfect vision of their jungle as well, of R2R's jungle. And they're going to easily pick off. They're using the Gyrocopter flat cannon to kill off these groups behind the tower, which leaves them with more room to actually just assault the tower here. Beastmaster taking more hits than he strictly needs to from the tower, but he does actually peel off. Fortify will waste a little bit of time. They're actually bringing up a lot of heroes here. This Shadow Demon and the Bird using to scout, and actually Lifestealer not able to use this in rage. He might die before he actually manages to rage. That would be calamitous for them in this situation. Quap takes both hits of the nuke and the Beastmaster Roar going out. This Night Stalker is going to hunt their entire team. They might get Lifestealer as well. They will get triple kill.
They do. Oh, Jesus
And that
Christ.
secures an advantage that I'm not sure R2R will feel comfortable coming back from. Whoa, great instincts from Shadow Demon there to dust that bounty hunter. He's in a lot of trouble as well. And this Night Stalker is going to pay off exactly as they wanted. He's going to pick off this bounty hunter. Double kill for the Night Stalker, 6-1-1, and they might have just sealed this up. I think they might go Aghanims for this Night Stalker, by the way, just to get that perfect vision and that perfect ability to just wander around the map and killing people at will. That fight turned really ugly
Wow,
really
it's
quickly.
like the Obama, like with the executive assassination program.
They're unmanned drones spying out the... Actually, wards are basically unmanned drones, except without the killing potential.
No, it's the homing missile, dude.
Oh, I see what you did there. I forgot that was the homing missile, but you're right. You're right. To balance gyrocopter, homing missile should give you the same bounty as a Visage Familiar. That was a joke. This is going to be incredible, this kill on lifesteal. They have the perfect vision again. Lion ults from the high... not ults, he Qs from the high ground, and they have this vision to bring the Night Stalker in on top of it. Night Stalker hitching around the bounty hunter just to get away from this. And again, look at the great vision that LL has placed here. Just perfectly knowing the whole situation of what's going on. A big Quap ultimate, and this might be the death of the Beastmaster, maybe? Big roar, turns it around. Oh my god, the Gyrocopter nuke by take down the Quap. Wow. So trade a Quap for a bounty for a Beastmaster. They do actually get the track kill on the Beastmaster, and he did end up going Necronomicon before his tier 2 boots, by the way.
You know, like film theory and the feminist interpretations of Alien with the whole like pregnancy and so forth.
Well,
Maybe
Alien is definitely
unquestionably
intended to signal pregnancy with that.
Yes, of
That's
course.
not just like a fringe
That's what I'm saying. You should do we should do the same for Lifestealer and his ultimate.
That Lifestealer, well, Lifestealer, the ultimate is designed to call to mind the Aliens movies. Are you seeing this flat cannon, by the way? On Rubik? It shoots out, instead of shooting out gyrocopter bullets, it just shoots out Rubik auto attacks when he does it. That's kind of awesome. So many good Rubik animations. I really hope
yeah,
this
there is.
won't
These
happen.
are the little touches which
This
are awesome.
absolutely will not happen, but if Rubik steals the Night Stalker ultimate and uses it, he facepalms. Because, of course, that is a horrible thing to use. If you steal it, you definitely don't want to use it. You want to steal something else. And Rubik getting picked off by the Night Stalker there as well, so... Yeah, there's really no situation in which if you're Rubik and you steal Night Stalker Ultimate, you don't actually want to use that. Like, I can't imagine. Like, maybe you have Slark and Luna, and you're like, well, our night vision will be better than Night
Luna,
Stalker's
and you
night
need
vision.
to give her extended vision.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. And Slark, actually, because Slark has the same vision day and night as well. It doesn't get better, so he doesn't get better vision at night, but he does get, like, it doesn't change, whereas most heroes have smaller vision during the night. But anyway, yeah, he facepalms. It would be good of them to just do that, just for fun. And LL complete control at this point. They have such solid map control over this entire half of the map. Because they have their 6 towers up, and they've got these 3 wards just completely locking down the jump.
That is actually awesome, though. I can't stop smiling thinking about it.
What, the facepalm? Or just the idea of doing it, yeah.
The facepalm?
Yeah.
Which is usually because, like Valve, and I guess Dota 2 in general, doesn't really tell you if you're being retarded. But that is literally telling you, you're a fucking idiot, don't do it.
Well, the other main thing that the other main negative feedback loop in Dota is the voice acting for when you buy incorrect items. Like Blink Dagger on Anti-Mage, Mask of Madness on Troll Warlord. The heroes will protest if you pick those items. I believe the line is, for Anti-Mage, it's something like, Blink Dagger? Really? And then for Troll Warlord, he just spazzes out, like he screams if you buy Mask of Madness.
Why?
Oh, because Troll Warlord already hits the attack speed cap with his ultimate.
Oh, there's an attack speed cap.
Yes, yes. You cannot attack faster than... It depends on your hero's base. Actually, 2 kills and a tower there for R2R, so they're not out of this yet. But yes, if you... based on the base attack time of your hero, there's an attack speed cap concomitant to... For most heroes, it's 3 attacks a second. You can't attack any faster than 0.33. There are exceptions to this. The big one is Alchemist. In his ultimate form, he caps out at 0.25. So he actually can attack faster than almost any other hero in the game. There's a few other heroes that have lower base attack times. But at any rate, Troll Warlord, Mask of Madness is very bad because he already can hit the attack speed cap very, very quickly with the combination of his E and his R. And consequently, if you...
I know that for a while, people have bought blink daggers on Quap, so you can blink in and then have blink out. It's pretty bad.
I mean, it's
really bad.
Sort of like a pseudo Puck, as it were, right? Because Puck has a blink, but you still buy blink on her. On her. On her.
Too late.
No, I said her. I said her, and then I re-emphasized her to sort of...
You can use here or whatever the gender fuck pronouns are.
I'm not that fond of using the gender fuck pronouns, honestly. I understand the ethical imperative to use them. I'm just not personally comfortable with it.
The ethical imperative, yes.
You heard me. You heard me. We just got content here, motherfucker.
This seems like Kantian, like...
Well, it is, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, Mira, sometimes you respond to me saying something, and I wonder if you're just, like, picking and choosing which parts of what I'm saying to listen to. Like, I just said it's content, and like 30 seconds later you're like, yes, it's, you could almost say it's content.
Oh!
And there's an example of it right there as well. The good one today was, of course, when I was talking about the item build of, like, I don't remember who, and then, like, 5 minutes later, you're like, oh,
I was probably tapped out. Cut me some slack.
I'll cut you some slack. I'm sorry. These games do go long, and it's quite a... Actually, a smoke coming out, so I think LL want to go for the death blow here with this big smoke. Night Stalker, actually, he's invisible. He's got the invisibility rune, and this could be calamitous. If he starts out with a silence on this Queen of Pain, this will be a dead Quap. Actually, the longer this goes, the more likely to be a dead Quap this is. Huge Void coming out. She silenced for 8 seconds because he pops the ultimate. That Quap's just going to go down solo to this Night Stalker. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter and the rest of the team, they smoke up on everybody else. Wow, Quap actually survives, but whoa, big Lion and Beastmaster ultimate combo takes out the Lina and Rubik almost instantly. Lifestealer will get away from this fight intact, but he has to run like the Dickens to make sure that he isn't... Oh no, Night Stalker's coming down. If he lands a Void on this Lifestealer before he reaches the high ground, that's going to be a lot of damage. Quap's still alive. Huge ultimate takes down the Gyrocopter. That's critical for her. They might take down this Night Stalker. They might have overextended here, LL. He actually gets another kill. He gets the Bounty Hunter, but the Lifestealer is able to pick up a kill on the Night Stalker. So Queen of Pain, meanwhile, chasing down... He's going to triple kill. He's about to rampage. He is about to rampage. Oh my god, will he get it? Will he get the kill on this Lion? Rampage! And R2R pulling out the big freaking team fights. They start that out. I thought the Quap would just fold to the Night Stalker immediately, but he lives. He's up to 3,800 gold. That takes away to his sheep stick, and that can just show how a game can turn around on the dime. I know. I try to say Scythe the Vice, but I say Sheepstick all the time. That's my one huge weakness. At least I don't say...
You know that if you type Sheepstick in the search thing, it takes you to Scythe the Vice.
It does come up, and yeah, BKB will get your Black King bar as well. But and at least I don't say Frostwolf Skull instead of Scotty. I mean, shame on you, honestly. Which Queen of Pain will not be building. We will not be seeing a Scotty on this Queen of Pain today. They already have a lot in the way of slows. They really don't need that Scotty. But wow, LL really overextending. I mean, it's hard to not feel confident when you're almost 10, when you're, you know, 5k up and you're up 2-0 in a series. But their sort of free-ranging gank style did cost them a little bit that game. I mean, they lost their entire team, and how many kills did they actually get on that gank attempt? Just the Rubik and Lina? Actually, they got the Rubik, Lina, and Bounty Hunter, but still, 3 for 5. And the Queen of Pain getting a Rampage, that's so much money for her. And they've lost a little bit of that sight advantage. They do have oversight of this ancient camp, and they do have sight here, but they no longer have the vision of this area of the jungle, so it becomes just that little bit safer for Radiant to farm, and they still have this tower here, which is also relevant. So Radiant feeling a little better, I think. The problem for them is that Gyrocopter, you know, finished with his Manta style. This is big. The Beastmaster has his rank 2 Necronomicon. That's going to be rank 3 pretty soon, and that's going to make Bounty Hunter's life a living hell, because he won't be able to gank that Bounty Hunter or anybody near that Bounty Hunter without copying a death, really.
Well,
because
honestly,
he's gonna get
like, this BH hasn't really been ganking at all. The most he can do is, like, track people in team fights.
Yeah, he has put up a lot of tracks in team fights, which is fantastic, but he's really not that close to that BKB yet. And Roar goes out of the Lifestealer. Beastmaster, just such a strong option, especially in concert with the Shadow Demon. That's such a strong pair against Lifestealer, because they can just completely shut him down. They managed to do it there. Lifestealer was out of position. Another good Queen of Pain blink, so he's really coming to this game. But he sounds he's going to cop at least one hit of this Gyrocopter ultimate.
Good. He used it on top of an ult. On top of a BKB Night Stalker.
Well, he still hit two people behind the Night Stalker as well.
He hit one person in a BKB Night Stalker.
Oh, maybe just one person, so maybe not that
Didn't do anything. It was terrible.
I wouldn't say it was terrible.
It was like the opposite of good.
Is terrible the opposite of good, Neros? I didn't know that. So this Night Stalker, I think he feels, because he's so ahead on levels, like he has such great level development, he actually doesn't feel the pressure to get damage items just yet. So he goes for the BKB.
It's merely the absence of good, isn't it?
Yes, right. That's true.
Like that evil is the absence of good, rather than...
Well, the only way for evil to triumph, Miar, is for good to do nothing. But at any rate, though, Night Stalker does go to the BKB.
That thing? It's called theodicity, right?
Yes.
The study of the problem of evil?
Yes, yes. One of the most boring philosophical subfields ever. Trying to solve a problem.
Well, I don't know. Have you read the essay that Mackey's wrote on the problem of evil? It's actually really interesting.
Yes, I do like those. But at any rate.
But it was sort of the final word.
Yes. Right, exactly. So the continuing presence of it as a field is testament to, you know, the ability to intellectually delude yourself. At any rate, so the Night Stalker, I want to talk about this. He got the BKB, and this is going to make him almost impervious to Quap, because Quap is going for a pure sort of magic damage focus build. Now, I think, yes, he is going to not keep buyback gold. Actually, he buys the ultimate orb and then immediately sells it. Oh, he wants to buy it at the side shop. Obviously, that makes a lot more sense, yeah. So he's going to finish off his sheep stick, not going to keep buyback gold, because they really need as much... they need to equalize this game. They need to have that lockdown for the Gyrocopter, who still doesn't actually have his Black King bar. He's well on the way there, and especially after these ancient creeps, he will get even closer. Yep.
Yeah. And there he goes. Level 3 Necronomicon.
Yeah, level 3 Necro is going to be big for that Beastmaster. This is going to make for a very, very effective push. Beastmaster actually stole 2 last hits there to finish out his Necronomicon, so it's going to delay Gyrocopter just a little bit from his Black King bar. So Queen of Pain will still be effective against this Gyrocopter, but once he actually picks up BKB, it's going to be very difficult because this Lifestealer still doesn't have that much. He's on the way to his Assault Cuirass or his Mjolnir if he decides to go for that, but we've mostly seen Assault Cuirass. I actually don't know in this game. I think Mjolnir might be the better call. What do you think? Mjolnir or Assault Cuirass for this Lifestealer?
I think Assault Cuirass is usually a better item, and against all that physical DPS.
The armor might be good, but the actual physical DPS coming in from them from LL isn't that dramatic yet?
Radiant's bottom tower.
I don't know. The Lifestealer has been dying to stuff like Lion Beastmaster. I feel like they might not have enough DPS, and the thing is, Mjolnir provides DPS on offense and on defense. Like, if you charged shield yourself, even if they lock you down with a Beastmaster Roar, you're returning quite a bit of damage to them. I don't know. I think it's questionable just because the attack speed isn't going to really help because Bounty Hunter is doing no damage, Queen of Pain is doing not that much physical damage, and the armor is definitely good, but I feel like maybe the AoE on defense and offense of the Mjolnir might be a little better. But he is going to go Assault Cuirass, so that's sort of moot because that's what he's going to build. And LO looking to push again, so I think they feel like that last fight that they essentially lost was a fluke, and I think that's fair because they have the tier 3. They have better items now than they did then. They have the tier 3 Necronomicon. Look at how fast these Necronomicon creeps attack with the aura from the Beastmaster Inner Beast. It makes it so good. And the drums are up too as well. Drums plus Inner Beast Aura plus Archer Aura just makes for really, really strong Necronomicon creeps. They really might go more Necronomicons than just on the Beastmaster. When they get a little bit of free gold on the Shadow Demon and the line, which they won't yet because these guys are warding like champs. Like, they've been non-stop warding against the Bounty Hunter. But the need to Sentry Ward is reduced a little bit if you have that.
He stole the ult. Let's see if he uses it.
Who stole it? Oh, he stole the Night Stalker ultimate. Oh, I hope he uses it. Oh, I hope he uses it. Actually, the Gyrocopter copping a ton of damage there. Great defensive disruption. We'll say that. Fuck, I hate when that happens. Gyrocopter, will he die? Oh, they pick off his Aegis with the Shuriken. Again, good Shuriken toss. I really hope Rubik uses this ultimate. Use this ultimate, Rubik. Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, he steals something else.
He steals another thing.
He actually gets the Gyrocopter ultimate, so that's not bad either. He picks up Night Stalker. He does cop a stun from a double stun from the Lion though, and the Shadow Demon ultimate is going out on Rubik as well. But that's really not that useful. They haven't managed to get it. See, now would be the perfect time to use that Night Stalker ultimate, right? Because Night Stalker just used his, so you lose almost nothing, and you gain the love of every viewer of this stream. No, not every viewer. Probably just
exactly
me.
All 3 people.
Yeah, all 3 people. Wow. Harsh.
And the casters, more important.
It's actually 16 plus us. So A, fuck you, and B, GTFO.
Wow.
Is this a second? Is this the Necronomicon Archer? I think they have a second Necronomicon, but a huge fight going on. Oh, they pick off the Queen of Pain. That's critical. She doesn't have buyback, and they stun the Lifestealer. This is going to be a very consequential fight. I think this might be a first set of racks for LL here. This Rubik has to run away from this, and they pick off the tower. Very
consequential. The next 6 minutes are going to be crucial to the outcome of this game, would you say?
Yes, and once again, we arrive at Friedman units. But they couldn't afford to lose that Queen of Pain there. No buyback, which was smart. I mean, he needed to make that Scythe of Vice, but the fact that he didn't make that Scythe of Vice means their entire team's damage is essentially disabled right now for 30 seconds. Just the Lifestealer alone can't do much about this. He just can't stop this push, and they're going to push very, very heavily. Their Necronomicon creeps are down, but they still have this Inner Beast Aura. They still have just tons of damage coming out from Nightstalker and Gyrocopter, and this is at least 2 racks. This is going to take them well on the way to winning this game. R2R, I think, need to pull off a miracle at this point. They need to somehow hold off the second set of racks, and if they lose it, they are in a very tough situation. Not undeal withable, but extremely close. This Beastmaster is going to couple out damage, but again, an amazing defensive disruption going on, and the Gyrocopter continues to take down the towers, and this Lifestealer is going to get picked up as well, and this is game. This is it. This is game. 4 people down, and LL. GG. And that is going to be the conclusion of this series. So 1 big rampage from Quap, but in the end, not quite enough to hold off the extremely powerful play from LL, becoming the champions of the first Reddit Playdate inaugural. Yeah, gets a triple kill. It's funny that it counts it as a triple kill if you get 2 kills, then buy back and get more kills. And so LL, Lucid Lunatics, managing to take this grand final 3-0. Losing no games over the course of the tournament and taking the win over R2R, who made it all the way through the loser's bracket, but unfortunately not quite able to take it in the end. Fun tournament, honestly. Some really, really, really strong games along the way. And any closing comments from you, Miaris?
I was very impressed at the way LL just dominated the final games. Really good.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna wait up until see the stat screen come up. But other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have a little bit of a post-game discussion on the TeamSpeak again. But other than that, thanks, Miaris, for co-casting with me. I'm actually glad for your sake that this ended pretty quickly, because it means that, you can actually get some sleep rather than casting until 3 a.m. with me.
Okay. Bye-bye, friends.
All right. See you, buddy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sound resumed.
Hey, hey. Oh, I guess everybody's actually muted in here. Nobody wants to do some post-game discussion with me. Well, whenever somebody gets in here, we'll do a little bit of post-game talk, sort of wrap up the tournament, talk a little bit about how it went, some discussion, and then we'll stop the stream for the night.
What?
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, sorry, I was mostly talking on my stream, and I just realized that I left the push-to-talk key on. But I do want to do a little bit of post-game discussion once everybody's sort of unmutes.
Oh, I'm still watching a game, so...
Oh my god, I'm sorry. You were on probably a 6-minute delay, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I thought we were switching them both to 2 minutes. That's totally my bad.
That's alright.
I think actually, unless Valve sets it up as a thing, then the spectator delay is only 2 minutes. So hopefully nobody stream cheated off me. I don't think they did.
I doubt it.
Alright, so we'll wait for everybody to sort of get out of the game, and we'll sort of have a post-game discussion in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Really did a great job at this.
Yeah, that was definitely the best game of the series.
Yeah.
Sad that R2R couldn't pull it out, but they were really looking strong at one point.
Absolutely. I think R2R roared out of the gate in that game. They really got that early advantage, and just the Night Stalker ended up. I wasn't sure about the Night Stalker, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, he's just one of those heroes that. I mean, I said this during the picking phase. He's one of those heroes that is a big risk. And if he gets off and snowballs, then you're almost certainly going to win. If he doesn't, you're almost certainly going to lose. But LL was just in a position to take that risk, and it worked out.
I gotta say, it could have tilted... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I had to make a hard time against Queen of Pain in middle, because she's actually really good with those daggers against everything melee in mid. But after he got those kills in bottom lane together with Beastmaster, he just snowballed out of control.
Yeah, I think the issue there early on, just Night Stalker was so much more mobile than Queen of Pain. Like, Queen of Pain could easily counteracted the Night Stalker, and she just didn't. He waited a little bit longer, he farmed up a little bit more, and so the Night Stalker managed to tip the game before Queen of Pain really started coming online. I mean, he got that huge rampage later. That was amazing. But if he had just started playing like that right from the beginning of the game, I think we would have gone very, very differently.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Queen Payne waited so long to rotate around and pick up kills. She could have had much more of a game impact early on.
I think it's the pressure, honestly, because Random Hero was so strong in mid in all their previous games, and just in that game, I think it fell a little bit short of matching that Night Stalker pound for pound there.
Well, he played the same style he generally does, just Queen of Pain doesn't favor it quite as much. He still did a great job that game, though, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
All right. For me, the one single biggest factor, though, that game was how quick the supports came into LL compared to R2R.
Again, because that's how it's been for a couple games now, yeah.
Yeah, that's been the entire tournament has been like that, where especially there was one time when Beastmaster was getting ganked by Lifestealer, and I forget who the second one was, maybe Bounty Hunter or Rubik.
Yeah.
Where Night Stalker TP'd immediately.
Yep.
And Queen of Pain TP'd as well, but it took her 5 or 6 seconds to do it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Quap was and when Quap ported in, he went on Night Stalker instead of trying to finish off the Bounty Hunter. The Beastmaster. And the Beastmaster was the one that had track on him too.
Yeah, and it really by the time she got there, it was already too late.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, but a really cool game, and honestly, both teams doing incredibly well. I think LL not dropping a single game all tournament is pretty substantial. Of course, they didn't have to play against Dystopia in the winners bracket, but still, not dropping a game in this series very, very strong. And R2R pulling out 2 come from behind wins with those 80-minute games is definitely also pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, LL didn't drop a single game all tournament.
I don't know that they ever even really looked like they were likely to drop. Well, that last game they were behind for a little bit, but the Night Stalker turned it all the way around, and then R2R were playing catch up.
I think their closest games were actually both the games against R2R. This third game in this best of 5, and their original game against them in the winners bracket.
But yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts about the tournament in general? I think we actually went off really, really well. Everything was more or less clean. Like, there weren't that many reschedulings or anything.
Well, we saw a lot of reschedulings, but there's no way to really avoid that in an amateur tournament. Overall, I'd say it was a success, but Catsby can judge that better than I, since he's the one who really put on the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was a success. The only issue was probably when we had some people couldn't make the time, and we had to like forfeit the winners final.
Right.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah, that was really disappointing. And just teams not showing up. But other than that, everything went pretty good.
That's true early on, but I mean, that's sort of going to happen with an open tournament where people just forget that it happens, or forget to actually. I think it was more that some teams just didn't show up at all, right? Like they never were appearing. More than some teams sort of showed up for some games and then not showed up.
Well, we had some of both.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we definitely did. Just because it's hard for an amateur team to justify spending that much time, and a lot of them go into it saying, "Oh, we won't get that far," and then sometimes they do.
That's true.
Now the worst part, having to pay.
You only pay once.
You say that for everything, and it's never true, because this time you pay 3 times.
You only say stupid things once.
That's also not true. You say them about
But
every
you're
5
opening your
seconds.
mouth twice a minute.
Oh, burn.
You only open your mouth
God,
twice.
Tez, you had like the worst
minute.
analogies ever.
Tez, why did you say vagina cream?
Why did you say that?
What?
Why not?
YOLO.
All right.
God.
I think it really painted the picture of the whole situation that R2R was in.
No, it didn't.
It was.
No, it didn't.
It was creamy
It
and
didn't at all.
soft, but it was not in the
All
right
right,
place.
all right,
It really
all
wanted
right.
to be something more.
I'm heading out. Thanks for the tournament, y'all.
All right, yeah, thank you very
All
much
right,
for
thanks
casting.
for casting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
thanks, dude.
Thanks to you guys for setting this up. I honestly, I know it was probably much more harrowing for you having to organize it and dealing with no-shows than for me, where I'm just like, oh, somebody no-showed, I'll just cast a different game. But I really do think you guys ran it really, really well. I think any issues that people had, you like resolved super quickly. Like, I don't know. I thought it was really, really well done.
Well, that's what we were going for. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
All right, peace.
YOLO.
See ya.
See you later.
Later.
Disconnected.
All right, just to wrap up, like I said, I mean, I think it was a great tournament. We had a lot of games that were, several games that I think were really, really entertaining to watch. And in the end, LL does manage to prevail, take out R2R 3 games straight. But overall, I think very well deserved. They certainly put up a dominating performance. Definitely shout-outs to the guys who organized this tournament. So we have Great Gatsby, Roar, Trevar, Tez, all of them did a really, really good job of running it, I think. Any sort of scheduling snafus, they resolved basically immediately. Shout out to the teams, the finalists, Lucid Lunatics for winning, R2R for putting up a second place performance, and some of the best games that we watched in the tournament. Shout out to all the teams we sort of cast over the course of the time. We sort of, in the later rounds, we saw teams like Faded, we saw teams like Biohazard, a lot of teams, honestly, I'm not going to shout out all the teams, but all the teams that participated were really, really fun to watch. Gronk put up some great performances with some non-standard group compositions. All the VODs from the games that I cast for this tournament are going to be up on Twitch, or both Twitch and YouTube, basically extremely promptly. I think within the next hour we'll get the last few games up. And ignore that. So just basically thanks for watching. Thanks everybody who tuned in at any point during the tournament, especially if you watched sort of the grand finals, and especially if you watched actually most of these games, because I really have been streaming for God knows how long in this tournament. And so if you actually saw most of it, thank you. That's a huge deal for me. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll get to cast some more full tournaments in the future. Right now, probably for the next couple of weeks, I'll just revert to doing the same thing, where every couple of days we'll take a couple of pro games. We'll sort of highlight what we're actually interested in across the entire spectrum of professional Dota. But hopefully some sort of semi-pro amateur tournament like this will come along, and we can sort of do more concerted tracking of everything that happens in the tournament, because I really think that's fun. And I think a lot of the things that we managed to do for this one were pretty effective as well. So thanks to my co-casters, thanks to Loadrunner for the game that he co-casted with me, thanks to Miyaris for trucking through most of the losers bracket finals and the grand final there. I know he's on a European time zone, so he was up quite late to actually do that. And thank you to all the viewers again. I really, really appreciate it. And we're going to stop for now. Probably going to stop for the day, and I don't know if I'm going to cast tomorrow. I sort of need a break. But again, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. You know, tell your friends that we do this thing.